All right, this is going to be sort of the third installment in our upper extremity skeletal series. In this video, I'm going to talk about the bones of the wrist, okay? Those are the carpal bones. And then we're going to talk about the bones of the digits, or the fingers. Okay, those bones are known as phalanges. And there are 5 important bones that bridge these long bones known as the metacarpal bones. Okay. Carpal bones, there's 8. Okay, they're the bones of the wrist. They're short bones. They're box-shaped. They're not irregular bones by classification, but they are somewhat irregular in shape. Overall, they're box-shaped, about as wide as they are tall, and they're arranged in 2 rows in the wrist. Okay, there's a proximal and a distal row. So I'm going to show you this as though I was looking down at my own hand, which is not, in the anatomic position as you look at a patient, but it's one good way to study them. Okay, and so if you're looking down at your own hand, you can imagine that you've got a thumb, pointer, middle man, ring man, pinky, okay? And then this is going to be the carpal region here. And then you're going to have a radius with a styloid process laterally. You're going to have a small ulna with a styloid process medially. These are going to be the forearm as you look down at your left hand from your point of view. Okay? The thumb comes out this way. There are 2 rows of carpal bones. There's a proximal row and a distal row. There are a lot of mnemonics out there. Some of them are very uncivilized and some are not. I'm going to teach you a nice and civilized PG-related mnemonic that's going to help. And the thing to remember here is that if there's 8 carpal bones, 4 in each row, the direction of this mnemonic is going to be sort of in a circle, starting proximally and laterally, going around this circle and ending distally and laterally. Okay? The first carpal bone in this motif, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, first let me tell you the mnemonic. It goes straight line to pinky, and it goes, here comes the thumb. Okay? So if you're writing it out, straight line to pinky, here comes the thumb, but you have to remember that it's telling you in this circular direction, okay, starting laterally and proximally and going around like this. Okay, so first S is called scaphoid. Okay, scaphoid bone is here. This is a cartoon, this is a diagram, okay, it's not shaped like that. The scaphoid is here, okay? It articulates with the distal radius. If these are fractured, it's pretty common to have an associated fracture in these 2 bones after a fall on outstretched hand, for instance, or something like that. It's the first bone. It's in the proximal row, and it's a lateral. It's on the thumb side. The pollex side. The scaphoid. Next is called lunate. Lunate is a moon-shaped bone. It's not shaped like a crescent moon, but I'm just drawing this way to help you remember it. It's the next bone, okay? Next in the process is this really cool pyramid-shaped bone called the Triquetrum, tri means three. Okay, remember a pyramid has, three sides. It's a pyramid-shaped bone here. That's medial. Okay, and the fourth and that's T, triquetrum. And then the fourth bone, P, rests on top of the triquetrum and anterior. It's the pisiform bone. Okay, it's a P-shaped bone. It's anterior, and you can feel it on the anterior and medial aspect of your wrist is this small little P-like bone here. It's the pisiform. Going up in our mnemonic, the next one is going to be H. Here comes the thumb. H is hamate. Hamate is a large bone with this hook-shaped projection. I'm not really using this model very much here because it's missing a couple of bones and it's kind of weird, but this is the hamate if you can see it, and it's got this hook-like projection, okay? Hamate means hook. H for hook is a hook-shaped bone. It's on the distal row and it's medial, okay? Next in line is going to be C, capitate. Sorry, I stopped writing it. Scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, or triquetrum, pisiform, hamate, capitate. Capitate, okay, it's going to be lateral and distal to the, it's going to be lateral to the hamate, and it's in the distal row, okay? Here comes the thumb. The first of these T-bones, I would write, as I'm drawing this out and studying it, I would just do like this and write oid, O-I-D, because this bone is called the trapezoid, and the final bone is the trapezium. And when you draw this final bone, you could write zium, because they both start with trap. So if you label it like this is what I would do if I was studying it, and it would help me remember that it goes oid and trapezium. Trapezium is the most lateral distal carpal bone. It's the trapezium. Okay, trapezium articulates with the metacarpal bone of the thumb, the pollex. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the next most distal bone in this setup. It's these bones that I just referred to called metacarpal bones. Okay. These are these long bones of the hand that articulate proximally with the carpal bones and distally with the phalanges, which are the bones of the digits or the fingers. Okay, there's 5 metacarpals. Okay, 1 through 5. The pollex is named 1. What is commonly called the pointer finger is named 2. Middle man is 3. Ring man is 4. Pinky is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinky is not 1. Pollex is 1. Thumb is 1. So this, right where I drew it, is my first, nope, I lied to you, sorry. This is my first metacarpal, okay? Second metacarpal is going to be here. Third, fourth, fifth metacarpal, okay? Phalanges come in 3 types: proximal, middle, and distal. The exception to this rule, you guys, is that the pollex only has 2 phalanges, proximal and distal, okay? So if you look at your fingers from the side, you're going to notice that there's 1, 2, 3, okay? And there's 1, 2, 3 joints here. This bone is the first and most proximal phalange, okay? It's this row in my drawing. This bone is called the middle phalange. This bone is called the distal phalange, okay? And the thumb if I told you that this is the metacarpal, you're going to see there's only two phalanges. There's a proximal and a distal. The thumb has no middle phalange, okay? Like this, and this has, okay? So that's the overall scheme. There's 3 phalanges in digit 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's 2 phalanges in the first digit of the pollex. So in each hand, you have 12 plus 2, 15 phalanges, okay? And let's see, what else? Just making sure I haven't forgotten anything. So let me just sort of run through that again real quick to review. Radius, ulna, carpal region here, and then metacarpals 1 through 5. Okay, metacarpals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually written in Roman numerals, but I don't care if you write them in regular numbers. Next is going to be phalanges. There's a proximal and a distal phalange of the pollex. There's a proximal phalange of digits 2 through 5. That's PP. There's a middle phalange of digits 2 through 5. That's MP. And there's a distal phalange of digits 2 through 5. That's DP. There's a proximal phalange of the pollex, and there's a distal phalange of the pollex. No MP on the pollex. 12, 13, 14. I said 15 earlier. Math is hard. 14 in each hand. Carpal bones. This is lateral, this is medial. This is proximal, this is distal. There's 8, okay? My mnemonic that I'm using goes straight line to pinky. Here comes the thumb, but you have to remember that the mnemonic goes like this. It starts laterally, moves medially in the proximal row, then it swings around and it moves medially to laterally in the distal row. Use any mnemonic you want. This is the one I like because it's not dirty. So here, first, straight line to pinky. S is scaphoid. Then you have the moon-shaped lunate. You've got the pyramid or triangle-shaped trochleatrium. The apex of the pyramid is proximal, and the base, generally speaking, is distal. And then you've got I'm drawing it like this because it's anterior, just so you can see it better, the anterior P-shaped pisiform bone. Okay, scaphoid, lunate, trochleatrium, pisiform. Straight line to pinky. Going up here, it goes, here comes the thumb. We've got the hook-shaped hamate. We've got the cube or square or head-shaped capitate. We've got oid, and we've got zeum. Trapezoid and trapezium. That's the 8 carpal bones. Okay, that's the bones of the wrist and hand, the wrist and digits.